Welcome to my project Bazaar. Our project title is a survey of task allocation and the load balancing in distributed system. In our abstract, the efficient virtual machine provisioning and allocations allow the user cloud providers to effectively utilizing their available resources and obtaining the higher profits. The existing combinatory action-based mechanisms, assuming that the VM instances are already provisioned, that is, they are assuming the static VM provisioning. A better solution would be taken into the account the user demand when provisioning the VM instance. The system proposing a truthful optimal mechanism and a family of truthful greedy mechanism for VM provisioning and allocation. The proposed system providing a very fast solutions make them suitable for the execution in the short time Windows actions. In our flow diagram, first of all we creating the cloud parameters. Here we using the cloud sim tool to creating the data centers, virtual machines and the cloudlet, and with their broker for a third party auditor. So overall here we first creating the data center, and after that broker, and then the virtual machines. After that we giving the jobs. The job in the sense we indicated as a cloudlet. After that we creation of those, we calculating the fitness value for the each virtual machines inside the data centers. We calculating the fitness value. First we find out in the maximum fitness value. From that we find out in the fitness value for individual virtual machine, and after that we finding the best fitness virtual machines through the fitness value. The fitness value is calculated, the value which having the less value, which is a high fitness value. After that we providing the cost, and finally we allocating those virtual machines to the cloudlets with the based on the task allocation, and we balancing the load depending upon the capacity of the virtual machines, and finally we allocating the resources to the cloudlet. Our project title is a survey of task allocation and the load balancing in distributed system using cloud sim. Click that start button. Here we initially going to creating the data centers for our process. For here we entering as 5, and 5 data centers was created. Here we displayed the data center name and the number of machines inside the data centers, and their host ID and their P level and their RAM and bandwidth level. And the next we creating the brokers for intermediate process. So click that. Here we creating the data center broker with their ID and their name. And then next we going to creating the virtual machines to allocating the jobs into that virtual machine. So here we creating the virtual machine. For example, here I am creating 100 virtual machines. So now 100 virtual machines are created with submitted to the respective brokers also with their broker ID. Now the virtual VM ID and their millisecond speed and their RAM and their bandwidth speed. And the next here we going to creating our job. Job is a cloudlet. Both are the same. Here we are creating the 50 jobs. Then that create. Now the 50 cloudlets are created with their brokers. Here we displayed the cloudlet ID and their broker ID and their file length, file size, output size. The file size and the output size are the same. And the next allocation, virtual machine with their data centers. Okay. After that DC, in that here we initializing the populations. Initializing the population, here we displaying their virtual machines with their specifications. And the next here we going to find out in the fitness value. Before that we find out in the overall workload count. So initially we getting the virtual machines with their workload, and after that we get calculating the overall workload for the machines. And the next we finding the fitness value for the each individual virtual machines, VMID and the fitness value. We finding fitness value for the each one, which there we are assigning a new name. The next here we going to find out the minimum fitness value is the best fitness. So from that here we find out in these 5 virtual machines having the minimum fitness value with the high capacity fitness value. Next here we going to find out in the applying the algorithm. We find F1, F2, P, L and the U. These are the values used for applying an algorithm. Next, depending upon the value generated in this previous frame, here we allocating the task to the resources using QPSO. This is our algorithm. Here we using, depending upon that we allocating the task to the resources. So here task allocation, the resource allocations are achieved through the cloud service. So overall our cloudlet our job is 50, 0 to 50, and our job size, the job size assigning to which virtual machines. We specify their IDs, and we generating the graph for the, while we are increasing the number of cloudlets, it take the responsible times get increased. Thank you.